So tell me this, why are people lining up all night, getting into actual fights, and paying thousands of dollars for a doll that, let's be honest, looks a little bit creepy? And how on earth did this $10 toy suddenly become more valuable than Barbie and Monopoly combined?
Now seriously, what is happening here? Today we're going to dive deep into the whole global economic phenomenon behind Labubu, the toy that's just shattering records, shaking up the market, and turning this one company, Pop Mart, into a multi-billion-dollar empire.
All right, so to really understand how we got to this point, you first have to get your head around the sheer scale of this craze. This isn't just a trend, my friends, it's a global frenzy. Just look at this. These are the scenes playing out all over the world. From LA to Paris, people are lining up before the sun even comes up, and police are actually being called in to manage the crowds. And all this chaos, it's for a little doll the size of your palm with bunny ears and a cheeky grin that literally does nothing. The demand is just insane. And all of that demand has created this number, $43 billion. That is the unbelievable market value of Pop Mart, the Chinese company that makes Labubu. And just to put that $43 billion into perspective for you, it means Pop Mart is worth more than Mattel, the company behind Barbie, and Hasbro, the owner of Monopoly, put together. A company that's pretty new to the scene has completely left these old-school giants in the dust. So how did this even happen? To get the Labubu story, we have to go back to the beginning. And it doesn't start with a toy, but with one guy and a single brilliant idea.
So back in 2010, there's this young Chinese shop owner. His name is Wang Ning, and he noticed something interesting. While his customers would rush to buy most things, they would stop and really take their time with one specific thing, designer toys. He saw they had this real emotional connection to these figures, and he knew he was onto something big.
And that one little observation led to this incredible rise. He changed his store's name to Pop Mart in 2010, but the real game changer, that came in 2014 when he started selling toys in these sealed blind boxes. By 2019, Pop Mart was outselling giants like Disney and Lego in China. And just 1 year after that, the company went public with a massive $7 billion IPO.
So what exactly is a blind box? Well, the idea is simple, but it's genius. It's a sealed package. You know you're getting a figure from a certain collection, but you have no idea which one is inside. It's that thrill of the unknown, the surprise, and the hunt that basically turned this company into a powerhouse. Now, that whole blind box idea was the engine, for sure, but Labubu was the rocket fuel that launched Pop Mart straight into the stratosphere. So in 2019, Pop Mart teamed up with a Hong Kong artist named Kaising Lung to create a character inspired by Scandinavian folklore, and that character was Labubu. Its launch was just something else, unlike anything they had ever seen before.
Just look at these numbers. On launch day, at their main store, every single box was gone in just 6 minutes. That night alone, they made over 12 million yuan in sales. From that moment, Labubu just became this global monster of hype.
And then, of course, the celebrities showed up. Stars like Rihanna, Dua Lipa, and Lisa from Blackpink started posting their collections all over social media. And just like that, Labubu wasn't just a toy anymore. It was a status symbol, and demand just exploded all over the world.
And to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, in June of last year, Labubu's sales in the United States jumped by 5,000% compared to the year before. That's not growth, my friends. That is a straight-up explosion. But listen, the real engine behind all this isn't just a cute doll or some celebrity posts. It's the powerful, and you could even say manipulative, psychological system that Pop Mart has absolutely perfected. It's this 4-step loop. First, the blind box hits you with curiosity and anticipation. That gives your brain a little hit of dopamine, kind of like gambling. Second, they make some versions rare and hard to get, which creates this feeling of scarcity and obsession. Third, once you have one, that powerful need to complete the whole set kicks in. And finally, you've got social proof, seeing influencers and celebrities flexing their collections online, which just piles on the pressure to buy more. It's a brilliant and endlessly repeating cycle. But making billions of dollars from this loop, well, it comes at a price. As the hype has gotten bigger, so have the worries about its darker side. Yeah, psychologists have started warning that this whole model can lead to real addiction, anxiety, and some serious financial stress. This is especially true for teenagers, who feel this huge pressure to keep up. that chase for the next dopamine hit can have some very real and very negative consequences. And this whole thing has grown way beyond just a consumer trend. I mean, when China's official state newspaper starts calling for strict government regulation, you know the situation is serious. This is a matter of public policy now.
But beyond all the controversy, Labubu also represents something much, much bigger. It's really a symbol of a massive shift that's happening on the world stage.
You see, for decades, that Made in China label was all about manufacturing stuff. China made the world's products. But now, with a phenomenon like Labubu, China is starting to export its culture. And as this craze shows us, it's working incredibly well.
Which brings us to the big questions this whole thing makes you think about. Labubu's success really shows how psychology, scarcity, and social proof can turn something with zero practical use into a billion-dollar product. And it forces us to ask ourselves, are we becoming a generation that's driven more by that chemical rush of dopamine than by just simple logic?
And maybe even more important, as these new cultural forces pop up, who is really in control of shaping global culture? Is it us, the consumers, making our own choices? Or is it the creators, who have totally mastered the psychology of what we desire? It's definitely something to think about.